Hello and welcome to Faith and Film, a program designed with one thing in mind, and that is to keep you aware and informed. Wait a minute, that's two things, isn't it? Okay, so two things in mind. Aware and informed on everything that's going on in the world of faith-based films. I'm very excited about today's program because I've known my guest for, I think, over 15 years. And have actually even been part of a couple or two or three of his projects. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Greg Robbins is an American stunt performer, actor, writer, and director. He originally stepped in front of the camera in 1984, playing a redneck thug in a made-for-TV movie, The Grandbaby. In 1996, he got the idea for a Christian sitcom while sitting in church. After writing it and developing the series, he was sure Hollywood would not like it. So he shelved it and went on to do a wildlife series, Animal Action. Through this time, though, he kept developing his Christian sitcom and eventually produced 3 seasons of it. Since then, he has produced several faith and family movies and is now working on a new sitcom. Greg, welcome to Faith on Film, my friend. How are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you today?
I'm hanging in there. This COVID thing makes you do weird things. Look at that.
I think you look fantastic.
I used to have super long hair and all that, and I don't know what happened. But anyway, I digress. You and I met actually while I was at TBN, and you contacted me about a sitcom, a Christian sitcom that you had done. I believe it was the first Christian sitcom ever, but that's how we met, right?
That's how we met. Yes. Actually, you probably won't remember this. Years before that, you turned down Animal Action, and that's really genuinely how we met.
Oh, I don't remember that.
No. I don't think I've ever brought it up to you until just now because I was listening to you. No, talk about it that way. You know what? I forgot.
Oh my goodness.
20 years ago.
Wow. Yeah, getting old sucks, I think. Ooh, I'm not even sure I should say that. Anyway, what's interesting though is as I was looking at you sent me one of the episodes, and as I was looking at it, Mrs. Crouch came in to where I was watching it, and she just couldn't stop laughing. So I knew I have to get this for TVN.
Yes, and I really appreciate it. You were the first one to take the leap.
That's fantastic. Well, listen, we'll talk more about that on the next segment. But on this segment, we really kind of take the next 4 minutes or so and tell us a little bit about Greg. Who is Greg? How did you get here?
Oh, my goodness.
In 4 minutes.
Honestly, I started in this business as a stuntman. And I wanted to just be an actor, but I just kept getting jobs doing stunts. Mm-hmm. And then, I guess I think more important to the viewers is how the faith base came about. And honestly, I got pulled over in the early 90s, and I had a traffic warrant, and I went and I was sitting in jail. And as I was sitting in jail, there was this little orange Bible on this sink, and I picked it up and started reading it. To be honest with you, out of boredom.
Goodness.
And I have no idea what I read. I to this day I can't remember what I read, but I would remember crying profusely, and my tears were sopping up the pages, and I was this little bitty orange Bible, and I was peeling up the pages apart, and right there in this holding tank or whatever you call it.
Wow.
I got on my knees and I prayed, and I said, I don't care what you do with me. I don't care if I stay here. I don't even care. Just whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. And what I'm about to tell you, Isaac, I don't know if I've told you this story before. I've told it before on TV, on talk shows. Mm-hmm. What I'm about to tell you is the truth. I hear my name, Robbins, and I'm like, God. And it was a jailer saying, look, Hollywood or LA, wherever it was, I had the traffic warrant. They don't want you, and we're getting full up. We're kicking you loose, and here's a ticket. And they let me out, and I just walked out, just like that. And I wish I could remember what year that was, but literally I kept my word to God since then. And that's how the beginning of Pastor Greg starts, the pilot.
Okay.
It is me sitting in jail, and I've made fun of it where a guy trips over someone's feet and a tray and a Bible full that hits me in the head. And because I really believe that I got hit in the head with the word of God that day.
Wow, you are a true, genuine jailhouse conversion, aren't you?
Yep. For a traffic ticket coming home from Disneyland it was from the late 70s, and this was the early 80s. So it was like I had this traffic. I was really irresponsible. I never went to pay the ticket. Yeah. And then, again, hand to God. When I went to pay this ticket, there was no ticket. There was no fine or anything at all.
Wow.
So I have no idea, but I remember getting pulled over and coming home from Disneyland. I lived in Granada Hills. So I remember getting pulled over and getting the ticket, and I know I didn't take care of it. So when they arrested me and told me what it was for, I believed them. And then and then when I went to pay it, when I got out of there a few days later, nothing.
So is the moral of this story, if you get a ticket, just get saved and it'll be wiped out?
And, I honestly don't think that there is a moral to it at all. Or you'll come up with a 52-episode sitcom.
Right. Well, hey, you know what? I got to admit that sitcom was very funny. And now that I can see that it literally was your life, makes it even funnier. But listen, let's take a quick break here right now. And then when we come back, we'll find out a little bit more about the sitcom and then also the movies that you've done after that, which, of course, are either faith or family movies. And they're just wonderful movies for our audience to see. All right?
Yes, sir.
Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Encourage TV. Family-friendly and faith-friendly content absolutely free. Subscribe today and watch hundreds of hours of content on our streaming channels. Visit encouragetv.com today.
They say it's really big.
What's really big?
Noah's Ark, silly.
Oh, I know. It's bigger than the size of our house.
It's a little bigger than that.
Like the size of 2 houses. No, 2 houses and a spaceship. I bet it's even bigger than the castle.
Don't be ridiculous. That's impossible.
Only one university in the nation was chosen to demonstrate at the World Equestrian Games, and it's the only Christian university in the South offering an equine management major. Only one university produced the video leading into coverage for the Games, and it's the only university with students hired as part of a broadcast crew for 9 Olympic Games. One university, equipping students for a lifetime of leadership and service. Asbury University. Start here, impact the world.
Welcome back to Faith on Film. We are sitting here today with my longtime friend, Greg Robbins. Greg, okay, so now we've discovered that if you get pulled over for a ticket, just get saved and everything will be fine. So let's move on. Now that sitcom, if I remember correctly, was the first Christian sitcom that anybody had produced?
Correct. Didn't know it at the time. It wasn't until I actually read it in Christianity. It was either Charisma or Christianity Today. Yeah, the very first Christian sitcom.
Yeah, because I don't remember anything prior to that, and there's been several since then, but you kind of broke ground on that. Now, in your bio, I said something to the effect of, you didn't think Hollywood would want it, so you shelved it. First of all, why did you think that Hollywood would not want it? And you're probably right.
They told me.
So
They
why
were
was it
very
important for Hollywood to want it?
They told me. They were very adamant. I was with Shapiro Lichtman at the time, my agent. My agent actually dropped me, and because I wouldn't let go of this of the sitcom, Pastor Greg, and in fact, he had gotten kind of a big network that isn't around anymore to pick it up, and they said, tell him to take the J word out of it.
The J
and
word.
we'll buy it right now. Yeah, they wouldn't even say it to him. And so my agent, Marty Lichtman of Shapiro Lichtman, came to me and told me what they said. They said, look, told me, tell you to take the J word out of it and they'll buy it right now.
Wow.
And I just said no. And he goes, look, you're putting a bullet in the head of your own career. And I had this really weird thought in my head that someday I'm going to be in heaven and I'm going to be staring at God and he's going to look at me and go, dude, what'd you do to my show? so I didn't do it. I didn't take it.
Wow.
And then it was, many years, and my agent dropped me. And I mean, when I say we were all over Hollywood, we were all over Hollywood with shopping that show. All the big affiliates, actually, we actually had a face-to-face with NBC. And they not only kicked me out of their office, they wouldn't even validate my parking ticket.
So you got your ticket back. Now, since that, of course, it was great to have the sitcom on TBN. And by the way, it is now available on Parables as well. So if you want to watch Pastor Greg, just go to parables.tv and you'll find it there. You can watch all the episodes that we have there. So that was a little shameless plug there.
And I get fan mail once in a while. In fact, I just got one this week from somebody that watches it. And if they're watching right now, his name is Rich. Rich, hi. Thank you for liking the show.
There's one guy that liked it?
No, I get the people reach out quite often, but somebody, like, what's today, Tuesday? Yesterday just reached out. And
that's nice.
I think, yeah, and it just was just a really wonderful, heartfelt message about how he liked the show.
Now, that's, of course, a long time ago that you did that. Like I said, it's over 15 years ago. Okay. And you've done several things since then, including a few movies.
Yes.
I think most or all of them, faith-based or at least faith-friendly movies.
Correct.
What are some of them? Some of the movies you've done.
Well, I did a movie called Diary of a Lunatic, True's Calling. It was originally called True's Calling, True Calling, and then we changed it to its original title. I did a movie called Superheroes Don't Need Capes that did very well. And these are both faith-friendly. I kind of got away from the faith-based, and just because I get more of a global reach. And what else? Well, I did a couple of pilots that did not get picked up. And I recently did 2 years ago, did a TV series called The Dream Factory, miniseries that's going to be out soon. And then this year, because we just finished a 6-episode TV series that is a pickup of the Diary of a Lunatic, the movie called Diary of a Lunatic. It's the TV series. It stars Muse Watson, and it's got quite a good cast, a wonderful cast. And then right now I just wrote a movie called Aging Out about an orphanage.
Oh, right. Now, there's a movie that you did not mention right now. And I know that this movie just really had I'm going to say a negative effect on you. Do you know which movie I'm talking about, Greg?
No, maybe there's a few of them that have had a negative effect on me. You tell me, Isaac, which one you're talking about.
It's the movie about the young lady who God had kind of picked her from the very beginning that she was going to do great things for God. And when she touched people, they suddenly wanted to give their hearts to the Lord. Remember that one?
Yeah, See Me Dance.
See Me Dance.
Yes,
and I know we have that also on Parables, and I really recommend you go out and check it out. But I remember when that came about and just the impact that it had on you, because theatrically it really just had a terrible effect, didn't it? It had a terrible time. It didn't do well.
It
Right.
did not do well. And you know, I only blame myself. Basically, I maybe just did not make a good movie.
You know what? I think what really concerned me at the time was just how it almost made you, and I'm going to get personal with you now, Greg, but it almost made you not want to do Christian movies anymore. I remember you calling me and saying that you just didn't want to do that anymore. And you know what? Let's touch on that. Let's take another little break and let's touch on that a little bit. I may be poking a little bit of a wound there, but I think it's important for our viewers to know how important it is for them to support faith-based movies, because that's the only way, number one, that I think we're going to elevate the quality of movies, but also because how much of a negative impact sometimes it can have on the filmmaker who just wanted to serve God and God put something in his heart, and then they turn around and just didn't help out. Does that sound good, Greg?
Yeah, your viewers better hold on tight, because I'm not going to hold back.
Sounds good to me, folks. You don't want to go away, because this is going to get even gooder and gooder. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You know, I never realized how much work goes into taking care of horses.
You think that's hard? Try taking care of thousands of animals at the same time.
Go ahead. Think bigger.
Just one life, a perfect union. And your heart starts beating hard. I'm gonna keep on dreaming. I wanna feel that love. I wanna get that feeling. I wanna get that feeling.
Christian filmmaking.
Have you ever considered being an actor or director of a major feature film? But what if God is calling you to do just that? Let this be your pulpit.
And you learn filmmaking on 2 backlots, a first-century backlot and a small-town backlot under the watchful eyes of Christian professional filmmakers like Dr. Mark Kuchin. So what are you waiting for?
469-655-3222. Transformation Film Institute, a place where passion meets purpose.
I wonder if penguins have knees. I wonder how many colors we can't see. I wonder why there's so many stars in the universe. I wonder if we ever looked like apes.
You want to find out?
I wonder if puppies have belly buttons.
Hello, welcome back to Faith on Film. We're here with my really good friend, Greg Robbins. And Greg, I think for the first time on this program, look at that, you're like way back there now. It's like, whoa, I don't think I want to be a part of this. For the first time in this program, I've gotten this personal with my guest. And that is because I know that it impacted me when you went through this situation with that movie. And hearing you say, I don't think I want to do Christian movies ever again, just, really broke my heart. Greg, what happened? Tell us what happened.
Okay, well, now, in all honesty, since then, I've worked really hard, and I don't do Christian films anymore, and haven't since then. I'd like to do projects that enhance life,
Yes.
And everything has a message in it, and most of it is a biblical message. But I don't tether myself to the restraints that Christian television, for the most part, puts on a filmmaker for two reasons. Number one, I'm not good enough. And number two, I really don't want to preach to the choir.
Mm-hmm.
I want to entertain. I'm an entertainer.
Yes.
I make movies, and that's really about it. I have two scriptures I live by. Encourage one another, build each other up, and learn to do right, seek justice, and defend the oppressed.
Amen.
And that's what if you watch my stuff, you're going to see those fingerprints or those footprints throughout everything I've ever done. I do believe largely in the world, the reason why you and I have been friends as long as we have, and the reason why I really appreciated TBN and Parables, is because you're not in this mix of what I'm about to tell you. But I truly believe that Satan uses Christian television to drive people away from Christ.
Wow. Go ahead, man. Feel free.
I did as you know, I did a bunch of kid shows for TBN, and you and Jan always just and Brendan always let me just do what I wanted, and I always delivered to you guys what I thought was of Christ.
Yes.
And then I was doing it for somebody else, and they called me in their office and yelled at me and my daughter and told me, and I quote, "Stop gearing your kid shows towards kids. Start gearing them towards the donors, women 35 to 54." And that was it for me.
I of course have worked in Christian television pretty much all my adult life. Okay, in fact, 25 years at TBN. Jan was a wonderful woman. Yes, absolutely. In fact, I've always said I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't because of the opportunities that she opened up for me. But I totally understand what you're saying, and it's completely true. But just as you were saying that, it's like I got a revelation, I think, and I'm wondering if maybe God allowed for that movie to take the hit that it did, to change the direction that you were going, because you wanted to make these Christian movies. I remember you sent me the script on this, and I'm thinking, that is like a super duper Christian evangelistic movie, and I remember saying something about that to you. And I'm wondering if this happened because he wanted to guide you in a different direction, which is what you're doing now, content that is really intended not to make the Christian feel good about himself, but to bring maybe some conviction, maybe just to show a way of life that God would want us to live to the non-Christian. And you're doing it. Do you think
If I am, I thank you for saying that. I don't know if we are or not. I like for the most part what we've been able to do, and if I don't know if I've ever changed a life, but that's kind of like what we're supposed to. I like to do stuff that enhances life, that makes you feel good. I would like to be able to do it on a bigger scale. Like I was watching, I Can Only Imagine yesterday when I was just eating my lunch, and I only watched like 10, 15 minutes of it. And I've seen the movie before, and I wept because it was so powerful and so beautiful and so heart-wrenching. And I'm like, man, they got it. They know what they're doing. I want to be a part. That's what I want to do. And if it hasn't happened, it's because, again, I only blame myself for not being a good enough storyteller.
Well, I tell you, I saw Diary of a Lunatic, True Calling, and I believe I called you and told you this, but I felt very inspired towards the end, and I don't want to give the ending away here, but where they started saying this, I am Isaac and I am awesome.
Yes.
Very inspirational. Yes. So I think you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, and I pray that you continue to do it for many, many more years. How can people get a hold of you if they want to find out more about you, want to follow you?
On Facebook. I don't have a website or anything like that anymore. Yeah, just find me on Facebook.
Just look up Greg Robbins?
Yeah, or you can go to, I have we have a stunt team, robinstuntteam.com.
Okay.
And my acting site, actorgregrobbins.com, which I don't do much acting. I leave that to my kids now.
Okay. Well, listen, Greg, it was so much fun to have you on. And I'm sorry I got so personal with you, but I think it was important for the people to hear your heart and to know how to pray not only for you, but for all filmmakers that are out there.
Well, you've been like a brother to me for many, many years, and I love you very much, and your family.
Same to you, man. Folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.
Encourage TV. Family-friendly and faith-friendly content absolutely free. Subscribe today and watch hundreds of hours of content on our streaming channels. Visit encouragetv.com today.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Greg as much as I did. Remember, you can check out his sitcom Pastor Greg at Parables TV. Parables TV is a place where you can watch all kinds of great movies, documentaries, reality shows, just a lot of great content for you and your family. Simply go to parables.tv. That's parables.tv. And remember, it's free. All you got to do is register. Well, I've run out of time, so until next week, take care.